If you've never watched The Bachelor or any of its spin-off franchises, you're missing out on a treasure trove of cringeworthy moments, the sheer vastness of which demanded not just one video, but two. So if you haven't, check out my first video on 31 of the cringiest moments in Bachelor franchise history, and if I didn't include one of your top cringiest moments in this video or the last one, be sure to comment down below. Now, one of the most important nights on any season of The Bachelor or Bachelorette is night one. Here, contestants have only a short amount of time to make a good impression on the lead as they vie for that first rose. And with the cameras rolling, it can be a pretty nerve-wracking experience. Just ask Tim here, who took a little too much liquid courage before getting to sit down with Bachelorette Ashley.
Hey, Tim.
Oh, wow.
How's it going?
You're scary.
Are you okay?
I'm right. So there you go. Oh my God. I really am like sort of.
You're what? You're drunk.
And well, not long after this, Tim's inebriation comes to the attention of the other guys and takes over the night.
What's up, dude? This is a joke. Come here. Do you want to dance?
Don't worry though, Tim was able to sleep it off before being sent home.
Tim?
But Tim wasn't the only contestant to leave The Bachelor with a hangover instead of a rose. And for this moment, we have to go all the way back to 2008 for Season 12, an era of The Bachelor that the franchise has essentially scrubbed clean from the internet. Seasons 1 through 12 can't be purchased or streamed virtually anywhere online, but I was able to find some of Season 12, The Bachelor London Calling, with Englishman Matt Grant as the lead. And on his night one, we meet Stacey, who, like Tim, has had a little too much. Reminder, this footage was from 2008 and has been virtually wiped off the face of the earth by ABC, so for quality purposes, I'll be playing it on this classic 2000s TV.
I want to find a pharmaceutical that will cure something that no one has thought of.
But what do you know about London?
The new upbringing cars.
Upbringing cars.
Yes, that are more efficient.
Okay,
With
like
gas.
the Prius.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Is that all you know about London?
No.
Now at this point, things aren't going well for Stacey, so she resorts to a rather bold play in order to win Matt over.
Putting something in your pocket.
But I haven't
I
actually got any pockets there. Let me just read this.
Yeah, you know what? In fact,
Oh,
Stacey,
geez.
thank you so much because... Oh, perfect. Thank you. I'm not sure if I should be touching these.
Yup, those are her knickers. But Stacey is just one of many contestants to come out with awkward and cringeworthy first impressions, and she's not the only one to give the lead her underwear.
I am actually going to be brief here.
Okay.
What is that? Is that a jock strap?
Guys, what's going on? Kyle, remember that. Don't worry about it.
No, we've seen weird first impressions ranging from Jonathan the, quote, tickle monster.
I'm Jonathan, aka the Tickle Monster.
Could I ask you to close your eyes for just a second?
Oh no, I'm scared.
To delusional Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria's here. I know I'm so confident and I'm so fun. I just want to put my best foot forward. I think my team is a bunch of queens and the other team is a bunch of jesters.
I don't want to continue fighting.
I'm not trying to fight either, but I
think that we can...
we're like oil and vinegar. I'm Victoria, like the queen.
Okay.
And so I think I should have that crown actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean...
Thank you. Victoria.
But still, it's hard to match the boldness of Lindsay from Sean Lowe's season, who, on night one, decided to show up in a wedding dress.
Is this my wedding day?
Now kiss the bride.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. Not wasting any time. But I like it.
balls.
Well, I hope not.
You'd be surprised to see how far this woman actually goes, especially after 1, just like Tim and Stacy, she has a little too much to drink that night, and 2, she awkwardly goes in for a kiss and gets rejected.
I wish I was more sober right now. Sir, shall we have our first dance?
I would love to.
Give me a kiss. I swear I'm not contagious.
I'll give you
Give me a kiss, baby.
Oh my gosh.
But when it comes to night 1 first impressions, one of my favorites from the last few seasons definitely has to be ABC Cam, aspiring rap star.
It's your boy Cam and I'm back in the mic. I'm trying to live it up like I'm living the hype. There's one thing I gotta say, I got one on flow. This the final rose and I'm ready to go.
Oh, yes. That's my favorite.
Oh, so good to see you.
Cam here was one of the more awkward contestants from Hannah Brown's season of The Bachelorette, not just because of his catchphrase.
How did you get so good at freestyle rapping?
Just ABC, always be Cam. As I always say, ABC, always be Cam. When I came here, I promised myself one thing. Very simple. ABC, always be Cam.
Not just because of his love for chicken nuggets.
Got us some nuggets here. And, Hannah,
Yes?
will you accept this honey mustard?
Not just because he crashed a group date that he wasn't invited to.
I'm about to basically barge in on this group date that I wasn't invited to. I can only be true to me. I can only be Cam. I always say ABC, always be Cam.
Yeah, I know.
But mainly for his ability to bust out a rap when no one asked. A skill he brought to Bachelor in Paradise as well.
Back on the beat if you don't know who I am. I'm keeping it ABC because I always be Cam. So grab your rosé, it's the most dramatic season. Checking all the boxes here for the right reasons.
Oh yeah, and he also brought a new catchphrase too.
If he says ABC one time here, I'm throwing at him. That was his motto, always be Cam. It was the worst.
Do you have a strategy?
Only strategy is always beach Cam.
ABC.
Now, speaking of Hannah Brown's season, nothing compared to the cringe of a man named Luke P., who arrived with an animalistic attraction to Hannah and a story of how he found Christ in the shower.
I had an encounter with God. I was in the shower and God was speaking to me. I realized that I wasn't the man that I wanted to be.
But the main cringe factor when it came to Luke P. was his inability to take no for an answer. After already being sent home and clawing his way back once this season, then seemingly shaming Hannah for a near-nude bungee jumping date and for exercising her autonomy during fantasy suites, Luke is sent home yet again, only to return with a ring, under the impression that Hannah didn't reject him, she just thought that he wouldn't want to be with her anymore.
Hannah thought, after sending me in the van, that there's no way I'd want to be with her anymore after the last thing she told me. And she's sadly mistaken.
But hey, this does at least lead to one of the more iconic moments from the season, Hannah moving the podium.
My heart isn't broken yet, because I'm still standing here and this isn't over for me yet.
Oh my God, well, all right.
But Hannah Brown's time on the show wasn't always filled with the kind of confidence seen here. As before she was the Bachelorette, she was the recipient of the first one-on-one in Colton's season. And this nerve-wracking honor led to one of the most awkward toasts in Bachelor history.
I can't do this. How do I start it? Okay. Okay. And, yeah.
Cheers.
Roll Tide.
Which brings me to Colton himself, a man whose season is looked upon very differently now with the context of what has happened since the season aired. Of course, there's him coming out as gay, which puts new context to this clip with him and celebrity guest Billy Eichner.
I'm gay. I know that's a shock, Colton. And that I think you should look into. Maybe you're the first gay bachelor and we don't even know. Put that in your promo. See you later.
But in hindsight, the cringiest part of the season comes near the end. This time in a more hard-to-watch kind of way than anything else. As after the season aired, Colton would go on to harass and place a tracking device on his final pick's car, making his gate-jumping incident after being dumped by her on the show and eventual chasing after her all the more hard to watch.
He just jumped the fence.
But breaking away from The Bachelor, I have to mention one of the absolute queens of cringe from this franchise, the crying queen herself, Ashley I, who, in Bachelor in Paradise, falls madly for a man named Jared, a feeling that isn't mutual, leading to a rather odd conversation with a parrot.
Like, this is worth crying over, right? Yeah, until she showed up. What? You're not. You know they're gonna make you a raccoon.
Of course, here she's actually talking to a producer, and her raccoon reference is a nod to the time the editors did the exact same thing to contestant Claire Crawley, but with a raccoon. Still, Ashley I had an incredible propensity to burst out crying, especially when it came to her non-relationship with Jared.
Jared's the only one I'm attracted to. I didn't even think about having another girl like steal the guy that I liked away. It's like I thought I would just die alone. It's fine.
Actually, every guy I like doesn't like me back. What the did you do to Jared?
It's really weird. Not one part of him sucks, so it's like you can't even hate him. It's just like you're the one that sucks. What can I do? I gotta do something.
There's no one here for me, and then to see you with someone I can't do it both. I can't do both things.
I found the perfect guy, and it just didn't work.
It's just, how am I supposed to find another you?
This sucks, man.
Somehow, though, after 2 seasons of being rejected by Jared in Paradise, the two eventually got together outside of the show and are now married with a baby. 'Cause, you know, who knows with this franchise anymore. Now, while those two eventually found their chemistry, a lot of contestants on this show don't, and are left to flounder in hopes that something might change and they get a rose. Like with Annalise here, whose worst nightmare occurs when she's sent out on a Demolition Derby group date that brings back horrible childhood memories.
When I was a kid, I was doing bumper cars, and I just remember like getting trapped. I just hear that like dun 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 dun, dun and the mirrors and the lights, and everyone just kept hitting me and hitting me. It was just like a traumatic experience. I hated it.
So, overall things haven't gone well with Annalise and Bachelor Ari, and as she watches the other women each get to kiss Ari, she decides to take matters into her own hands and asks for one herself, which, well, just take a look.
And I hear that the girls have to go in for the kiss first.
Yeah.
And I'm not really that type of girl.
So are you asking me?
Well, I mean, I'm putting it on the table.
I just don't think we're there yet.
She doesn't make it to the rose ceremony that night. But if you want to see one of the most awkward kiss attempts in Bachelor franchise history, we'll have to fast forward from Ari's season all the way to Claire's, a season that took place entirely at one resort as it was filmed in 2020 during the pandemic. As a result, we saw a lot more casual one-on-ones, like this pool date with Claire and contestant Zach J. But things go awry when Claire goes in for a kiss as they exit the pool.
What? Oh!
No, why did you stop? What are you doing? I was right there. Wait, hold on. Why did you stop?
Oh, let's get ready for dinner.
No, what happened?
Nothing, hold on. Let's get ready for dinner.
This is only made more awkward when Zach continues to follow her and pulls on her neck even more in an attempt to get the kiss back.
I know, that's why I was right there.
It's okay.
No, I was
It's okay. It's fine.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go inside. Come here, honey, come on.
That night, Claire is uncomfortable, doesn't show up for their dinner date, and Zach is sent home. But as we're now in some of the more recent seasons, I would be remiss not to bring up some of the cringe that's come out of the latest season with Clayton Echard. First and foremost, his constant lip licking. Production then went on to tell him that his lip licking was done with after night 1, only for that to, of course, be a lie. But the most cringe-inducing contestant from that season is a woman named Shanae, or as she likes to call herself, Shanae.
But Shanae is kind of coming out, like my personality is coming out. Like I think it's a good thing.
Can you Nene? Watch me. Oh my gosh!
I told myself my personality is going to come out, and this is it. I want him to see like who I am.
Shanae also goes on to throw a trophy in a pond, make fun of another contestant's ADHD, make a grand apology in front of everyone that turns out to be fake, and of course, there was Shrimpgate.
There's maybe like, honestly, like 15 shrimp in there. I took like 8 shrimp.
My God. All of a sudden, there's no more shrimp.
Ladies, you want a piece of shrimp?
My God.
Thank you. You're welcome. No one even looked or talked to me. No one even looked back and acknowledged me.
Now, before we get into what many commenters on my last video said was the cringiest moment in Bachelor franchise that I didn't include there, I've got to bring up some honorable mentions. First up, McKenna's inspirational speech from Peter's season, first during this 2-on-1 moment with Tammy.
I don't know what your role was the other night, maybe to make me feel small and weak, but at the end of the day, you made me found my damn voice. Because at the end of the day, I'm proud of who I am, Tammy. Kindness wins, love wins. Bringing people down never wins. And that's how I feel about that.
And then when she was eliminated later that night.
This girl right here is tough and is strong.
Even though I wanted to end up here in love, I feel like I'm more madly in love with who I am than anything.
Also on the honorable mention list, from Bachelor in Paradise Season 3, Josh Murray falls in love with his pizza.
Right now, I don't want to focus on it. I want to focus on the important things in life.
Really nice dinner. Sit up.
This is delicious. Oh,
Right.
it's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good.
Something tells me this guy should be friends with the next man on this list. From Michelle's season, it's Pizza Boy Peter.
Buongiorno, principessa!
You know, I change lives one slice at a time.
Pizza this, pizza that, pizza this,
I'm
pizza
talking,
that,
I'm
bro.
having fun
I'm
with the
tired
guys
of
when it's
hearing about
behind.
pizza. What else do you have to offer besides a slice, bro?
See the checks that I cash, and then you call me a pizza boy. You be wishing you were a pizza boy, bro. Bro, you hate my mouth because you wish you had it. Rest in pizza.
Oh, and of course, can't forget the time Peter here threw his nemesis Will's prized jacket into the pool.
The jacket is a symbol of the disrespect that I continue to get. So, the dude's gonna get a little taste of his own medicine, and I had to put him in his place.
Keeping it going with more food and more destruction, from Bachelor in Paradise Season 7, we have the love triangle between Kenny, Mari, and Demi, leading to Mari throwing Demi's birthday cake for Kenny into the fire.
She thinks I'm just gonna like sit aside and let her continue to do this. She's got another thing coming.
Oh, yikes. I wanted a piece of that damn cake.
But to finish off this video, I have to mention one of the most talked about moments from this franchise's history, and it comes from the After the Final Rose segment of Andy Dorfman's season of The Bachelorette. A season that saw Nick Viall, a man who would be on the show 2 more times before eventually becoming The Bachelor, have his heart broken at the final rose ceremony, leading him to ask one very controversial and uncomfortable question when seeing Andy for the first time since that day.
If you weren't in love with me, I'm just not sure why you made love with me. I don't.
This sparked a lot of controversy in Bachelor Nation, while Nick went on to join Caitlin Bristow's season and, once again, become the runner-up. I don't know, maybe it's because of his singing.
Caitlin, I love your smile. I hope I stick around for a while. We have such a great connection. It gives me such a huge...
So that's it for this video on 25 more of the cringiest moments from the Bachelor franchise. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to give the video a like if you did, and subscribe for more Bachelor content and sometimes non-Bachelor content as well. I know there are a lot of cringe moments from the franchise, so be sure to mention some of the ones I missed in this video and the last one down in the comment section below, and until next time, Bachelor Fantake, out.
I can only be true to me. I can only be Cam. I always say ABC, always be Cam.
Yeah, I know. I know.